I feel like I forgot something. Hang on. Welcome to the Tuesday night live stream. I'm Michelle from Unicorn and Centaur. I'm here every Tuesday night doing live streams. Tonight is the crafting live stream. Yay! So it's bothering me right now that I feel like I've forgotten something. I'm like, no, I have all my stuff. I got everything set up. It's all, we're fine, right? So, oh, the chat. Maybe that's what I'm forgetting. Okay. Maybe that's what I'm forgetting. I think Taylor's already here. Who's here? If you're here in the chat, if you're watching this on the playback, by the way, this is a live stream, so this is not going to be edited content. Today we are, and if you're live anyway, we are making helmet bags to keep your riding helmet protected from barn dust and weather and literal poop. So if you're here in the chat, say hey, and if you're watching this on the playback, leave a comment down below and let me know, hey, I'm here and I'm doing stuff with you. So, who's here? Oh, Kelly's here. Kelly and Taylor. Hey, y'all. How are you? I think Johanna messaged me, the virtual zookeeper, messaged me and said she, I think, had some homework to do. So I'm not sure if she's going to be joining us tonight. Zadel said he might be late. But we're just going to get started. Let me do kind of an intro. I used to have a book called Generation T. I can't remember the author right now. But it was all about cutting up t-shirts pretty much to make stuff and just like modifying the t-shirts, first of all, but also just making stuff out of them. And I got addicted to doing it because the jersey knit material in t-shirts, when you cut it, it doesn't fray and come apart. So you can sort of cut it and play with it. And t-shirts are you usually have extra t-shirts. They can be cheap at Goodwill. So this is like a fun thing to make stuff out of. So today I was like, you know what? I need a helmet bag. So I made a bag out of one of Liam's old t-shirts. And if you saw this picture posted in the Extra Equestrians group or on Instagram, you might be like, oh, what a t-shirt. It was a cute little smiley face. No, it was a Star Wars t-shirt. So it was cut off right below the sleeves. So this is actually upside down. This is the bottom half of a stormtrooper's helmet. I did not see the upside down image until I had made it and I sewed the seam and then I turned it upside down. I'm like, this thing is smiling at me. Oh my God. I made like a Momo helmet and I didn't even know it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so where did I go in the chat? So, oh, Zadel's here. And Joanna's here. Hey. Oh, yes. Keep reading Frankenstein. It's so good. Dr. Pepper. I'm almost done with that one. I do have a spare. Nobody panic. So to do this tonight, there is a basic, easy version of what we're going to do, just making a simple drawstring bag. It's not the coolest looking way to do it, but it's absolutely the easiest, and you don't even have to have a sewing machine to do this way. So if you don't have any old t-shirts, you can go to Goodwill. The Goodwill near me has dollar days where like certain colored tags, everything's $1. So I just go through and it's just going to be for practice. So I try to find the biggest shirts I can find in, whatever's $1, and I'll get like $5 to $10 worth of t-shirts. And then I have things to experiment and practice and make stuff out of. So the t-shirts I'm working with today are ones my 11-year-old son has grown out of. So, and this one's too cool to throw away. Look how awesome that is. That's just too cool to throw away. So we're going to make a nice bag out of this. So I'm going to show you how to do the basic one, which is actually going to it's going to be really fast. I whipped this up in like 15 minutes, I swear. It might kind of look like it, but. And so this is one we'll make. I've got a Minecraft one. We're going to make the easy bag out of. So this design will end up being upside down. In addition to helmet bags, obviously, you can use these drawstring bags for just about anything. So let's get started. Let me put this helmet aside. What even is this helmet? Lamisel? Is that what I did? This had to be on sale somewhere. I don't buy anything online unless it's for sale, on sale. So this is like a kid helmet I had. All right, let's put that down. All right, now we've got our bag. So all this is basically, the bottom hem of the t-shirt is the casing of the drawstring. you pretty much cut the shirt off underneath the sleeves and cut a strip on the top of that to be the drawstring, stitch up that, and you're almost done. You need a sewing machine or a needle and thread to hand sew the seam. If you're using a sewing machine, you need to use some straight pins. You're gonna need some scissors. And what else? I'm not sure what else. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. Uh-oh, hang on, my mom's texting me, y'all. What do I put into YouTube to get to your live chat? Oh, hang on, y'all. Hang on, go to, I'm going to give my mom the YouTube link. Hang on, y'all. Oh my God, if you're watching this on the playback, forgive me. youtube.com/unicorn Centaur. There you go. We'll see if we can get my mom in the chat. All right. She put Centaur unicorn. My mother. All right, Mom. Okay. We're done with my mom for a moment. We'll see if she shows up in the chat. She may not even show up in the chat. I don't even know. So let's get started. We're going to put this one aside. It's not a live stream if I don't drop something. Okay, so this one, I'm not even going to measure this, you guys. This is how low-key you can be with this, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I'm sort of lining up the hem. Remember this rolled edge hem, this is hollow in the middle. So we're going to cut a little hole in it at the end, and that's going to be our drawstring casing. So just make sure your hem is nice and even. Lay it down on a flat surface. And you want to be able to get as much of the shirt as you can. So wherever the sleeves are, just cut it right across there. And you can be precise if you want to measure exactly. If you want to make sure you don't go wavy and dip in the middle. Or if you're lazy and want to do this in 5 minutes like me, you can just do that. So now, oh my God, that's terrible. Look. It's like... I did. I'll try again. Oh, I put Centaur first. She just realized she put Centaur and unicorn first. Bless her. Oh, Genevieve's here. Hey, don't measure. Yes. So this is going to have kind of a weird bottom hem. And this part you can save for other things, or you can do that. So now to make the drawstring itself, we're going to use the bottom, pretty much the bottom 1-inch strip of this, we're going to cut off to make the drawstring. So here we go. Lay it down. Make sure nothing's bunched up or folded over. This time I'm going to go this way. So, and again, you can measure exactly 1 inch. Just be careful that the bottom layer doesn't come so far under that you end up with a teeny tiny strip. You don't want that. This is what we not finna do. So then you take it. I don't really like the way it goes right here in the middle, so I'm gonna cut it in the middle. Bloop. Bloop. So now this is the drawstring, and you don't leave it. First, you've got a strip like this, but watch what happens to it when I pull. Now it kind of curls up on itself, and it becomes, so you can do that with the whole thing. And this part is actually kind of satisfying to stretch it all out to its longest elasticity. There we go. Now we have a nice long drawstring. Tie a knot in each end. I told y'all this was fast. Wait, we're already at the sewing machine part. Okay. The Coke Forge is weird. Yeah, Jungle Zadel in Farrier School, for those of you who are new in the chats, and he's doing a forge today, the Coke Forge. Okay, y'all, hang on. Let's get over here. Because now what we're going to do is we're going to sew that bottom seam. If you're hand sewing, you can just get a needle and thread and do whatever kind of stitch. It doesn't even matter if it's messy. You do you. You can do a nice neat stitch if you want. Oh, I'm going to do pinning, so let me just come back up here for a second. You know what? I want this to sit under my phone so I can see y'all. Okay, there we go. Now I can like actually see my phone. And you can see it in the chat. Cute. In the video. Okay, so at this point, I want to pin it. so I can sew the seam. So I'm just pinning this seam together. So again, this is the fastest, easiest, short, best way to make a bag to protect your helmet. If you live in a dry climate, you might have, like when we were out in Texas, we had this red clay dust when it's dry that just blows everywhere and gets all over everything. And a helmet bag would protect your helmet from that. It will also protect from scuffs and keep it all shiny. If you've got a velvety one, like you don't want to get it all yucky. Okay. And remember, for those of you who did not turn into my sewing tutorial, when you're pinning it in, I put the ball of the pin to the outside because that's where we're going to be sewing, and you press in through both layers and back through so that you've got them in here like this. Boom. So this is the most time-consuming step of our thing. Had to come back. I just read when the monster said he did not like the taste of wine. Aw, it is an acquired taste, Frankenstein monster. Yeah, I did not like wine for a long, long time. I don't have that problem anymore. Oh, Brittany's here. Oh, yes, y'all. I think was it last week's show, Brittany, with her new horse. Brittany won a bunch of blue ribbons in the show she was in this last weekend. I think it was last weekend. So, yay, Brittany. Congratulations. Okay. I don't know how well y'all are going to be able to see it, but I am just going to get right in here. And all I'm going to do is sew that. Again, this was the bottom of the t-shirt right here, the bottom hem. I cut it off underneath the sleeves, and now I'm going to sew that bottom hem closed. So pardon me, I'm going to ignore the chat for a second. Where's my pedal? Where's my pedal? Oh my God, y'all. Hang on. Why? Hang on while I wrestle with technology. Okay. I am holding my threads. Back stitch, and I pull my pins out as I go because I tend to break needles because I pull on the fabric, even though you shouldn't pull on the fabric. So I pull my pins out as I go, but you can sew over them. Some people do. Alrighty. So far, smooth sailing, everyone. Nobody panic. Don't get excited. We still have time for things to go wrong. Oh my gosh. Go to your home. All right. Almost done down to the end. And that's, oh. Oh my God, it is not wanting to cut. It's stuck. Well, my thread broke. My needle didn't, though. That was crazy. That was like my needle hit something. Why did it ka-chunk like that? Probably because I was pulling on the fabric. Okay. So now we trim the excess thread. Now we trim the excess thread off. We scoot back closer. And now when we turn it inside out, it's a thing. And actually, this is off center now, but who cares? I don't. Don't make fun of me. All right, let me close that up. Oh, want my Wii U game for 100 Wii remote? Oh, I don't know. I'll let you know, Brett. I'll tell you. I'll let you know about that, girl. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. Maybe remind me on Facebook Messenger or whatever. All right. So now all we have to do is put our drawstring in. We have to decide where we want our drawstring to go. We need our scissors. Oh, and we need a safety pin. I didn't tell you guys that part at the first, did I? Okay. You also need a safety pin. Well, maybe you don't need a safety pin, but it makes your life a lot easier during this part. It doesn't have to be like a huge safety pin. Here we go. Okay. Okie dokie. So just like, I mean, this size. And here's how I'm doing it. Oh, I need to cut with my scissors. Where'd my scissors go? Oh, I dropped them. Okay. So I am going to cut a little hole. Actually, let me just cut it on the side here. And let the bag's drawstring be on the side. So I'm going to cut a tiny little hole or a slit in the casing, only through one side. Don't do it through both sides. So see, I cut a tiny little slit right there in the hem casing of the t-shirt. Then we take our, the end here, take your safety pin, excuse me, and run it through here. So now you have your drawstring threaded on the safety pin. So you take it and start it through, you just feed it right into that. And it might be weird at first. Your knot may get hung up in places. And maybe I should have saved the knot. Oh, shoot. Yeah. You know what? Let me take that knot out because going through the seams is going to suck. I lied to you. I'm just going to cut it off. That's going to make my life easier. Okay. Back to the beginning. Rewind, delete, erase. Okay. Don't do the knot on one end. Just do it on both ends. Just one end. Okay. Now we feed it into the casing. Unbox Warehouse. Hey, Unbox Warehouse. We are making bags for our riding helmets with old t-shirts. So this used to be a Star Wars t-shirt of my kid. That's like a stormtrooper helmet. But when I made it into a drawstring bag and turned it upside down, it looks like a creepy smiley face. So, hey, thanks for joining us in the chat. Y'all go check out and sub Unbox Warehouse's channel. He does like unboxing videos and reviews and things like that. And he's pretty funny. And he came to our first live stream ever and he told us he looked like Bradley Cooper. We were like, you're lying. And then we went and checked it out and he does. So y'all go look. Go do your looky-loo. And he pops in. Thank you for coming to my live streams. I appreciate that. So I am putting this drawstring that we cut from the t-shirt in through. I'm just feeding it through and then pulling, feeding it through and then pulling. And then here we are. I'm almost done with this, you guys. And what time is it? It's telling you this takes 15 minutes. This is the super easy way. This is nice for plain t-shirts or for t-shirts that have sort of abstract patterns or patterns that you can use upside down. I'm almost there. Almost there. Ta-da! Okay, now you tie your little knot. Anyone got the mystery scary box? What? What mystery scary box? Yes, Britt, you should make one for your helmet. Make out of a cool t-shirt. You know, sometimes you have t-shirts that you've outgrown or that got holes that can't really be repaired. Look at this. Look, we're already done. Boom. So we take our helmet. Oh, my riding helmet. It's getting all scuffed and dirty. Whatever shall I do? Let me put it in this bag that I made myself. Dun, 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 dun. And then you could tie it up so it doesn't get hoopty-doos. I guess that should really kind of go in the front, maybe. I don't know. And that's it. We're done. And I have another t-shirt that I'm going to do. And for the rest of the live stream, we're just going to talk about variations on this pattern. So I'm going to actually kind of, that drawstring is slightly short, maybe because somebody had to tie a knot in it and then cut that end off. All right. Boop. Okay, so we've got this one that we made. Yay! And you guys let me know if you make one of these, post a picture of it in the Extra Equestrians group on Facebook. And if you haven't joined that already, it's a ton of fun. There's like unicorn memes and weird videos. And we post pictures of our horses and ourselves in weird costumes and stuff. It's bizarre. Find a good bag to put my raspa nippers in. Well, there you go. Well, you can make a t-shirt bag for just about anything. And it depends on the size of the t-shirt, what you use it for. If you have, this is where like tall t-shirts for tall guys come in handy. Then you can get like you can get a tall bag out of it. I don't know. Smaller shirts, like for, kid size shirts could be for containing to have little grooming supplies in or something like that. I don't know. You do you. Okay. So with this one, I want to preserve the design. Now, at first I was like, well, it's cool. I can turn it upside down and the symbol is the same both ways. Yay, hooray. But if I cut it off at the armpits, I don't know if I want to do that. I want to preserve the whole entire thing. So what I'm going to do is actually do this one right side up. And I'm going to cut it in the biggest rectangle that I possibly can. Actually, first I think I need to cut the bottom off and then cut the very bottom off to make the drawstring for it. I think that's where that needs to go. Or I can make it out of the, no, I need to. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is make sure my hems line up, and I'm going to cut the hem off. What is on this? That is like that's a tag. That felt like a stick in there. Holy moly, Old Navy. That tag was aggressive. Wow. Okay, why am I putting the scissors down? I don't know. Do you? All right. Brittany just finished the whole show of My Little Pony. Oh my gosh. I think we used to watch that when Liam was like littler, but he hasn't been into it in a long time. He still like has some My Little Pony stuff, just because it's cute. Okay, so now I've cut off the bottom hem of this. I'm thinking of opening this out to like drawstring. You can turn these into backpacks. You just need, this is what I'm trying to do with this. This is why I'm like, let me figure out the path my life is about to take, because I think I need double the drawstrings for this attempt, because there's a way you can thread the drawstrings through 2 drawstrings through either side and make a backpack out of it. So I'm going to try to make a backpack. So sunburn. Oh, feel like you're sunburned when the blower blows all the way up. Yeah, you can get burned like that, so be careful. Be careful. So cool going to farrier school. All right, here I am cutting some drawstrings. And my mother just tried to text me again. Mom, are you even watching? Can you get in the chat? Or are you just on your phone doing random things? And if you were there, I miss you, Mommy. All right. Okay, there we go. There's one thing that can be a thing. Now I have to cut 1 more inch of the bottom off to be the other drawstring, because I need 2 drawstrings for this one. Okay. Making sure everything is flat, nothing is totally wrinkled. And I am cutting. We're in it. We're committed. It's happening now. Making sure that bottom layer doesn't go too far under. Don't go too far under, bottom layer. Okay. All right. Okay. Dun-da-da, got my other one. There we go. That's going to be my drawstrings for this bag. What's going on in here? Quite a few battle scars, huh? Tabitha's here. I knew I was forgetting to tag somebody. When I post this, I always post the live stream information in the extra equestrian group on Facebook, and I try to tag people. I try not to be a pest about tagging, but I tag people that I think would be interested or people who come to the chat all the time. So, and I always forget to tag people. Someone will comment. I'll be like, oh, dang. Okay. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Oh my God. Why? Why am I like, we took today off. Oh yeah, it was cold and rainy all day today. I wondered if y'all were doing tours downtown. Oh wait, how was your hand, Zadel? All right, oh, the chat is popping. Okay, so now that I've cut the very bottom off of it, I want to salvage as much of the rest of it as possible. So I'm just gonna lay it out here on the table and try to get talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. I feel like I need to do this part first. No. Do I want to, maybe I'll use the edge of the, I might use the edge of the table as kind of my guide. Okay. Okay, here I am again, committed. I'm cutting straight down the side. I just cut the sleeve and one side up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm about to be left with, and then I'll cut the top off this way, and then I will be left with like a square or a rectangle. Don't at me. Okay. So here I am, and again, I'm eyeballing this. If you want this to be precise, you can make this an exact measurement with a tape measure. Cut off the other sleeve. And now we're going to cut off this top part. I may miss the very top of that thing, because I do need a very slight seam allowance. Okay. Here, let's talk about, now I have, this is 2 layers. So the back of the shirt and the front of the shirt, and I have cut out a rectangle. So now we're going to make a bag out of it. But the top edge is a drawstring and has to be sort of rolled down on itself. So you need to roll down the top of it. If I do that, we may lose, we're already going to lose quite a bit. We'll lose less of the design. And then when you draw it up, it'll draw up like this. So what my point is, I'm going to turn it upside down and do the drawstring up here so that the symbol placement looks a little bit better. And it'll be upside down, but nobody will know. Okay, so now I have to put right sides together. So, and if you are joining late, we already made a very simple version of this bag, which is pretty much just cut off the bottom of a t-shirt. And yeah, cut off the bottom of the t-shirt and live your best life. Make a drawstring out of the other side. So your design ends up upside down. And actually, we're doing upside down on this one too, so. Okay, now here's where careful pinning is important, because this jersey knit material of this t-shirt is very, very stretchy, and you can find yourself stretching it out on one side and not on the other, and not even be aware of it, and it will become very uneven and lumpy, and it won't look good, and you'll cry, and you'll wonder why you never get anything right, and you'll feel bad about yourself, and I don't want that. So, what was I talking about? I don't even remember now. I do that all the time. I go off on tangents and I can't remember what I was talking about, because I have to say this other detail that was so important and it's relevant to whatever I'm talking about. And then I've lost my train of thought. Okay. No one will own it but us. Oh yeah, Zadel's the one with the broken hand. It didn't rain at all. It rained a little bit at my house, but not too much. It wasn't like, it was just like little patters here and there. And that was what made me think like, oh, Are they doing tours? So if you're watching, oh no, that's a pin. So if you're watching this on the playback, this part might be a little bit boring. I'm sorry. Let's chat amongst yourselves in the chat there. Pinning is boring. Anyway, I don't like it. And some people might not even pin that much. See, there's quite a bit of space here between these two pins. And it would probably be all right, but I'm already seeing a tendency of this fabric to sort of slip back and forth and not be true, like not stick to itself and stay true. So I'm going to overpin so that I stay on point here. Tabitha had to drop off the rental car today. It didn't rain at all. Oh my God. Okay, trying to make sure one side doesn't get too meh. Okay. Trying to keep it all even Stevens. Okay. And the last one. See, that was already wonky. It was already wonky. Okay, that's one side. I'm going to do the other side. Trying to mirror everything. What in the world? What is this nonsense? Oh, that's a little bit where the sleeve was attached. There's some nonsense I have to deal with. Hang on, everyone. Deal with it like any nonsense. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay. Pinning this corner, and then I'm going to go line up and pin this corner. We just had a photo contest in our Extra Equestrians group. We had a new winner today, which was the little pilot peeking his head over the door. God, that little horse is so funny. I'm in love with him. So that's another reason to get in the Extra Equestrians group, because Haley won a coffee mug, an Extra Equestrians coffee mug. Yay. All right. And we do those like every couple weeks, every month or so. Oh, Mom says goodnight, everybody. I guess she doesn't want to make a helmet bag. I love you, Mommy. Okay. Back to pinning. Okay, and then there's a special way after we sew all the seams here, there is a special way that you thread the drawstrings through to make it a backpack, and I will show you guys. Right. Good night, Mother. Right, Allison. Allison's here. Hey, Allison, there's another YouTuber in the house. Y'all go check out Allison's channel if you haven't already. And subscribe to her channels. Allison, do you remember the rainbow sprinkler thing that we posted in the Extra Equestrians group? You need to do an unboxing video. Get one of those, do an unboxing video, and like have it with your unicorn pool float. Because your unboxing videos get heck of views, girl. But that rainbow sprinkler thing needs to be a Princess of the Desert review and unboxing for sure. Okay. All right. I am trying to keep my hems together. I have one more seam to do, everybody. And again, just trying to keep things even because already this is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but this is kind of crazy. All right. I'm trying to think of the things I've used these for. I've used these to hold a deck of cards, like these little bags. I've made bags like this to hold a deck of cards. I made Liam a really small bag like this for his dice, for all of his like D&D dice. I made him a little dice bag out like that. I did that for Scott too. I made Scott a dice bag out of a t-shirt. He had this old puppetry t-shirt that I refused to let him wear anymore. There were like holes in it and paint stains, and it smelled like driving behind a garbage can. I don't know, a garbage truck. It was terrible. So, but I was like, okay, fine. He was like, oh, but it means so much to me because it's a puppet thing and I love it and that's my life. So I cut the design off and then the back, obviously, and I made it into a little drawstring bag for his little D&D dice. That's the kind of weirdos we are. The nerdy extra equestrians. All right, which seam do I want to sew first? All right, putting my pins over here. I'm gonna have to pull y'all in again so we can see what we're doing over. Hi. All right. Yes, want to get a sprinkler this year. Yes, really hot in the desert. You have to. I want to see that video. Okay. Moving my thing around. Let's some liquid fortification here. Gonna have to go in tomorrow. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm going in tomorrow night. Working tomorrow night. So if you're downtown Savannah, come say hi. If you're not, I mean, Tabitha works with me. So there you go. Tabitha's my work friend. Oh, yeah, my mom has been on my March 12th live stream. My mom is watching the playback of an older Tac Chat. Or like Tac Chat or a crafting live stream or something. She's a mess. Oh, I love her. I don't even know how to respond to that right now. Mom. I'm gonna bless my mother's heart. Okay, oh wait, right. Hopefully this is not dramatic. My needle has come unthreaded. So if I try to sew like that, there will be chaos and disaster. So I have to check real quick and make sure my machine is correctly threaded. And then I thread the needle. And I put it underneath the presser foot. Uh-oh, that is not, there we go, that's not moving. Uh-oh, hang on. It's not moving freely. We're having trouble. Oh my God, why? Okay, so this kind of got gummed up on itself. Is that how? Did something happen here? Okay, I think if we just redo the bobbin, pop that back in here, get that little thingy under the other little thingy, and stick it back in there. I did a whole, if you didn't see the sewing tutorial, I did a whole sewing tutorial. Here we go. On how to thread a sewing machine and how to do some basic stitches. And that was in one of my, was it the last live stream? Maybe it was the one before. So we talked about how to use a sewing machine because so many people get one. You can get really good deals on them at Walmart, and sometimes you can have a coupon at Joann Fabrics and get a machine for under $100. You really only need 2 stitches, straight stitch and zigzag. I mean, you can use others, obviously. There's other fancy things you can do with a sewing machine. But this, you can do so much with just a cheap little machine. But people get them and then they get frustrated because it's difficult to read patterns and they're not sure what to do when something goes wrong. So, excuse me, I did a Sewing Machine 101 tutorial. And I'm going to have to call my mother after this live stream, y'all. Okay. Doing my seams. Everything seems to be going well. Don't jinx it, Michelle. Okay. Cut my seam. I got the bottom seam done. And now I'm going to do each side. I'm going to line it up. Hang on. What is going on here in the chat? Anyone know what time it is in the USA? Brittany, if it's past your bedtime, child, you need to go to bed. I say child, but you are a grown woman. All right. Joanna had your first day of being a horse leader at Heroes on Horseback last Saturday. Oh my gosh. Working with a pony that likes to bite. Oh, finally found you. Mom, if you just caught up, thank you. We have been talking to you this whole time. Every time you text, people in the chat are like, hey, Mom. And then we realized, like, it's not happening. So awesome, Joanna. That is so cool. I hope you'll post about that on Instagram. So I can see pics. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't respond. Like, you messaged me on Instagram the other day and with the pictures of you, with a video of you with the foal, and I didn't respond, and I feel terrible. I'm bad about that sometimes. Anyway, yeah, pony bites are not good. Yeah, and definitely don't break any more bones, Zadel. Just please. The burns and the bone breaking. Let's not. Oh, did I do a backspace? How far can I backspace? Okay. Did I mess it up? Okay. Here we go. Things are happening. Every once in a while, check behind you to make sure you're still doing things right. Here we go. I heard something fall in the other room. Betcha that was a cat. Okay. Checking my scenes. I feel like we haven't had a cat join us for a live stream in a while, and I'm like not sure what that's about. Maybe we're feeding them earlier and letting them out. And they're off gallivanting. Okay, I'm at the end. Backspace just a couple stitches. Oops, not that. Okay. Clip my threads, and I have one seam left, y'all. And to make the corners go on the inside, you kind of clip off the ends here. Okay, so I actually want to sew it this way, but I put the pins in wrong. So I'm going to take a second to repin on the other side because I want to go from, it pulls a little whatever you do. So I don't want to go from open top to bottom. I want to go from this closed bottom down, but I don't want the balls of the pin underneath. So I am changing the way I pin this. It's only going to take me a second. Bloop. Great. Okay. It's going well. What? One more pin. So after this, we're going to sew the casing on the top, and then we will thread through. Hey, I lost a pin. Don't do that. How dare you? I'm offended. Okay. Last side seam, and then it's the real bag. Space. So, and I hope my mom is watching. She's been sewing more too. Oh, I don't still have it in my room. My mom just sent me these bowl covers, like they're fabric, bowl-shaped little fabric square things. So when you have like hot soup or whatever, which I did today, and I used my bowl cozy that my mom made me. So, telling each instruction. Yes, Mom, I'm telling each instruction step by step. We're making drawstring bags to protect our helmets out of old t-shirts. This was one of Liam's old t-shirts. This is the bottom hem. And we made the drawstring out of, I made the drawstring out of part of the t-shirt as well. And it's pretty much just like the sides were already sewn. They're the sides of the t-shirt. Cut it off below the armpits and sew that seam. And we made another one like that. This one I made at the first part of the live stream. In the first 15 minutes of the live stream, I made this. This was one of Liam's Minecraft shirts. So I cut it off underneath the sleeves, then cut another strip that was meant to be the drawstring, and the hem turns into the casing. So we've been going over it. And right now, she says, yes, we are. So right now I'm doing another bag, which is a variation on that. I want to try to make a little backpack, and I want to make it preserving the design that is on the shirt. So instead of having one bottom seam to sew and the sides are already done, because of the way I've cut it this time, I have to do all of the seams. Okay. Cutting this. I am cutting my threads. Oh my gosh. And again, my mother may be on a completely different live stream. Boop, cutting off my corner there. So now we can turn it and see what it's looking like. I'm going to turn it back out in just a second. So there we go. Oh no. Do y'all notice what I did? I meant to close up this one, so this would be the bottom, and then this will be the top. I don't feel like picking it out now. Oh, no. No, you know what? I am going to pick it out. I'm going to show you. This is what we finna do. I'm going to change it. I'm such an idiot. Why am I dumb? Why am I like this? You guys, this is why... This is why it's hard to be dumb. You have to do extra steps in life. So, like, think about things. Think things through before you do it. This is what I have. I have a little seam ripper. This is, can we see it if I do that? I don't know. So it's got like a little hook and a little pointy thing. And what we're going to do is rip out this seam while we all talk about how dumb I am. This is so typical me though. So you pick like one stitch out or two, you pick a couple of stitches out. And after you've got a couple out, like if I can just show it. Here we go. Let's get up close. There we go. So I just get underneath and I just pick at this thing. So once we've done that, I can actually open it up in the middle here and start pulling from the middle, in the middle of the seam. And I'm doing this because I really do want it to look good. I don't want it to be dumb. I don't want it to be dumb. Okay. I was so excited about being on the casing step. This is the story of my life. I think something amazing is going to happen, and then something explodes or something breaks. I'm just such a doofus. I'm going to make this work, y'all. I'm going to make it work. All right, not a proper crafting live stream. Hey, it's better than the time I tried to do me and Liam were doing the silicone proto putty unicorn horns, and I didn't have a gun, a caulking gun, and I made Liam run next door to the next door neighbors at 9 o'clock at night and knock on their door and beg for a caulking gun, and they didn't have it, so we ended up like using a stick, or no, it was Liam's Joe staff. Oh my God, that was a mess. I'm like, oh my God, we're live. And then after all that, it ended up not working. Okay. I think I've got it out. Let me pull out all the other threads. And now I get to pin this other thing. So yeah, something's gone awry. But just like, again, I used to tell the kids and the people that would take puppet making workshops from me, there's almost nothing that you're going to do to this, to what you're doing, to your art, to your craft, that can't be fixed or can't be redone. You know, and if something gets destroyed, it came from your brain, which means it's still in there. So it's okay. You can make it again, or I don't know. Okay. We're going to do this one now, right? This is the one. Okay. Yep. All right, here we go. Name my zebra stripes from Racing Stripes. Oh, the zebra racing thing you posted, Brittany. That was funny. And your friend was like, are they really doing this? It was an April Fool. There is not a zebra running the Kentucky Derby or whatever it was. All right, I'm going to try to get away with just doing 3 pins. Let's hope this is okay. Everyone just pray to whatever God you pray to. Cross your fingers. Call on the flying spaghetti monster, whatever. All right. Let's try this again. Bottom seam, take 2. I don't know why I don't double check everything. Just get in a hurry to get stuff done, maybe. Or sometimes there's like, sometimes I'm not totally in love with the process of creation. Like I get bored sewing, or there are tedious parts to sewing. And so I'll rush them. Some parts of projects will get rushed because I just kind of am over it. Does that make sense? Anyway, I don't know if anybody else does that. But then I end up doing things like I just did. So now I've cut those off. Now let's try this again, shall we? I need to cut that top part off. Hang on. So now I've got this stupid little top edge. Well, you know what? Just be the that just be the top. We're just going to use that as the sides where the casing will come. That's going to be fine. Okay, so here's now. All right, I hope you're still with me in the chat. Anybody out in the chat ever made anything out of old t-shirts? Here we go, that's better. And then when we do up the drawstring, it's going to be like that. Yeah! I'm so excited. Yeah. Okay, now we got to make the casing. Wait, stop. So going to bed, Brittany. On next horse show is on the 27th. Keep us informed. You can post your show pics in the Extra Equestrians group, Britt, if you want. Y'all can do stuff like that in there. It's for us to sort of share our accomplishments. You know. Okay. I am now making the casing. So I am pinning this down. Pinning this down. So now I have to pin, and all I'm really doing is taking about an inch on the top and folding the whole top inner inch rim inside. See, this is inside out. See, there's the seam. There's the seam. So I'm just going to fold it over. You'll see as I get it pinned. Okay, so I'm going to pin one side and then pin the other. Actually, so then I'm going to pin this. Okay, and the way I like to pin is to match the center. Is to find the center first, so that again you want to keep everything kind of lined up. And then in the center, yes, if I want to be precise about it, I can grab my seam measure and I can put it to 1 inch. Is that right? Or is that upside down? 1 inch. Okay. And then I measure about that. I don't need quite that much. I'm just going to, nope, I don't need quite that much. Maybe 3/4 of an inch, 5/8. 5/8 inch looks good. Bloop. Feel like they would be good for barn bags. Yes. Well, Tabitha, I'm making this for Liam to have when he comes on the carriage, like to have as a little backpack. So it looks cool. And with the strings, he could sort of like tie it around the back of the carriage seat. And it's got the flash symbol on it. And I don't know. Plus it's lightweight. You could put just about anything in it. This could be a grooming bag. Like if you have several horses, we can make grooming bags for each of the babies in the carriage barn, Tabitha. Then everybody could have their own brush and curry comb and all that kind of business. Okay, I've got one of these done. And now I got to do the other one on the other side. And I'll show you guys, when I get this all pinned, I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can really see what I'm doing. All right. Still pinning. Yeah, really easy to clean the bag too. Yeah, you just make sure you tie the drawstring to get to itself so that it's a closed loop. Otherwise, it will come out during the wash, or it's very likely that it will come out during the wash or the dry cycle. And then it's a pain to have to thread it back through again. Other than that, yes, they're incredibly easy to keep clean because you could just toss them right in the washing machine. And when they totally wear out, you can sort of pull them apart and then they become tack cleaning rags. Yay. So if you can see what I've done here, I've taken the top edge of the bag and folded it over. It's inside out. So I folded it over, and now I am going to sew that, and I'm going to sew along this bottom edge to form a casing for the drawstring. Since I'm doing that, well, I might want to lay it out like that. Let me see what I want to do with my life. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start here. Try to keep it right there on the edge, and oh no, put that foot down, Michelle. You don't want to go too far towards the top rolled edge, otherwise you won't be able to get your drawstring through. Oh shoot, what was that? Something happened, y'all. Wait, emergency. Hang on. We've had another emergency. I just have to rethread the machine. It's not too terrible. The threads got caught up somewhere they weren't supposed to. Some threads being naughty. Be good if we had enough brushes. Oh, I know. Each pony needs to have their own brushes. It's so hard to keep track of brushes, though, at a barn, especially when there are quite a few people working there. It's amazing how brushes walk off and get lost or get, just whatever, or left on the carriage and then fall off. I don't even know what happens to them. Yes, but if every horse had their own little bag that got like tied off the side of this, you could take the drawstring and tie it right on the side of the stall. Then you know whose brush is missing. Right? Ooh, yes, you're smart, Tabitha. Made hats out of an old sweater? That's awesome. Yeah, unless it was hand stitched. Gentler cycle on hand stitch. That's a good point, Joanna. Joanna coming in with the brains. Is this actually? Nope, it came undone. Bink. Okay. I am trying to thread this. There we go. It's threaded. No, dang it. Why? Uh-oh, I had it the wrong way. Hang on, everyone. Don't panic. Okay, now I've got this the right way around. It was wrapped around the needle, which would also be a disaster. Again, on the sewing tutorial, the sewing machine tutorial, The sewing machine tutorial we did, we talked about threading it, and we talked about how if it is even threaded slightly wrong, you're going to have a bad day. Why? Come on, everyone. Oh my God, finally. Good Lord. It was painful. Okay. Got my threads looped through and behind. Let's try this again. Now, when I pick up where I left off, I don't pick up like right exactly where I left off. I'll go back just slightly on this so that we don't leave any open space here. And there's no holes. It kind of closes itself off. So here we go. Hang on. So I line that back up just a few stitches back and foot down. Okay, let's keep going. Keeping it on the bottom edge of that roll casing. Pulling out my pins, moving everything around to keep it from pulling. Trying to feed instead of pull. There can be a little bit of pulling with the jersey knit. So that it'll have a little bit of give. There we go. I want to cross that little hole spot. All right, I'm halfway done with this, y'all. We're getting close. I can feel it. It's beautiful. I can feel it. Okay. Oh, hang on. I was just getting excited and I started to pull. I can't do that. If you'll notice, I'm constantly adjusting here so that my fabric doesn't get bunched up underneath the machine and start pulling from the front, or it doesn't get folded up underneath itself and get sewn into the casing, which, I mean, all of these are things that have happened to me before. And you have to do like we did earlier and rip out the seam and start over again, or decide you're going to live with it all funky. Okay. Okay. Almost done, almost done. We're in the home stretch. There we go. All the pins are out. This is serious. Back stitch a couple of stitches. Pull that presser foot up. And let's clip all of our threads. Okay. I am just clipping my threads. Boop. Okay. You're almost done. Oh, Alora's Art, hi. Hang on, did I say that right? Alora's Art, hello. We are making drawstring bags out of old t-shirts on the live stream tonight. This is the second one I've made so far tonight. The first one was a super easy design, which is pretty much just cutting off the bottom of a t-shirt to make into a bag and then making a drawstring out of it. So here we go. So here it is, and the casing is at the top. So now we go to where earlier I had these. Those are going to be my drawstrings. And let me actually clip. So remember what we do with this part is we can actually make it longer. So here it is. It's like this long. But once we pulled it, it rolls up on itself. See how it rolls up on itself. Incidentally, this kind of stuff makes great if you lose your drawstring out of a drawstring pair of sweatpants or something like that. Cutting the bottom off an old t-shirt is a fantastic way to make a new drawstring. Don't panic. Everything will be okay. Okay. I got one, and I'm going to learn my lesson from last time and not tie knots in it yet. So here is one. See, look how long it is now. It's almost twice the length it was. Look at that. Oh, Tilsy P. Hello. Thank you. This is genius. I got it from a book, Generation T. I think that lady has another book as well, but it's all kinds of projects, clothes and accessories and things like this that you can make out of old t-shirts. It's really fantastic. I don't have the book anymore. And I'm sad about that. So here we go. Now I have 2 drawstrings. Now here's how we thread it. We're going to end up making a little hole on each side of the bottom here. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. And I might want to hand stitch around the hole. Oh, and it's going to be on the bottom, right? I think it's going to be on the back side. If that's wrong, though, that's just so me. So I'm just going to cut a teeny tiny little hole that we'll be threading, a teeny tiny hole on one side of the thing. Now here's the other side. Again, teeny tiny little hole that we will end up threading the thing through. So the ends of the drawstrings will be down here. So the drawstrings get threaded up. There's a hole on each side on the inside here. Actually, I probably should make that hole on the outside. But there's a hole right here. So they get fed up here to the hole in the drawstring, all the way around, all the way through the whole way, and then back down and tied off. And then the other side does the same thing. It goes from the hole up here to this hole, all the way around the bag top, and then back down. So it sounds weird when I try to explain it, but trust me. So where did my safety pin go? So when we are threading things like this through a casing, if you use a safety pin and just put that right through the end of it. Now it's like a little needle on, it's a thread and a needle, and you can push that through more easily than just trying to find the fabric end of it in the casing. So nice, looking for something to watch, doing some commission work. Cute, what do you do, Gloria? Let us know. And if you've got a YouTube channel, let me know. I'm going to go check it out afterwards. Envy how good you are. Oh, yeah, Joanna says, looked at a channel. Oh, you do watercolor? That's awesome. All right, I'm checking it out after the live stream. Okay. So, okay, here's what I want to do. Let me think how I need to do this. Right, so it goes through here. Let me see if I can do this. I might not be able to do this. I might stink at this. Did I do it through both layers of last time? I might have. You know what? I'm remembering it going through both layers and then having to sew it to reinforce it because otherwise it's going to tear right out. Hang on. Which I can do after I do this. Okay. It's been a while since I made one of these. Sorry, you guys. So it's all in how you thread it. Where is my... Okay. There we go. Is that on this side? Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. So it goes through both layers of fabric here, all the way. Don't pull it all the way through. And now I come up to the side of the bag up here, and I feed this into the casing. And we go all the way around. I hope this works. If it doesn't, I'm going to feel down. Tabitha. Oh, you crochet, Tabitha? Oh, that's awesome. I knit and I crochet, but I'm not that good at it. I'm trying to get really good at making ear bonnets just because I like them, but I can't, it's not something I can really like afford. Make sense? Okay. So I would love to be able to take, some yarn I maybe even already have and some fabric I maybe already have and just make some ear bonnets for my guys. So I need to do that. So new to the crochet world, that's okay. Just being new to something, one of my favorite sayings that I tell people is, the bad news is you need practice. The good news is the practice is so much fun. So if you're doing something you like, who cares if you need practice? Do that. Okay, so do you see how I have fed it from the corner up to the casing, around and back down? Hang on one second. Oh, actually, I see. Oh, I should have done that, both of them at the same time. Okay, I see what I've done wrong here. So now that I've got it, I'll do the other side differently. So now I need to even it out. This is a better way to show it too. What am I even doing? I've got the drawstring through the top, threaded through all the way through the top, and we've evened it out. So now I want to put the safety pin through both layers. Oh my God, I just bent my safety pin. Lord Almighty. It's a cheap little thing. I think I bought the cheapest safety pins because, of course I did. Okay, so then we pull both ends through. And now we tie a knot in the ends. And pull it tight. Okay, so see how this is, you can already see how this is going to be a backpack. So the other side goes in the top as well. So here's going to be one arm strap here, and then we're going to do the other side. So now that I know a little bit differently, okay, gonna try, where do I sell? Yeah, I have an Etsy shop. I don't sell the ear bonnets. I'm just not good enough at it to sell them. I have scarves on my Etsy shop that I've made. Okay, so for this one, these were threaded in this side. This one we're going to thread in this side. Let's see what else. And I also have my t-shirts. Like I have Unicorn and Centaur Extra Equestrians merchandise. t-shirt thing, unicorn t-shirts I've worked with friends to design. What else? I was thinking of making unicorn horns and putting them on there, but I need to perfect the base of them. So again, I'm just working this through the casing. Working this through the casing. I'm about to have a backpack, y'all. A flash backpack. What time is it? 10:10. It's late. We ran a little bit late. So, okay, doing this one takes maybe an hour. And the other one, the easy way, takes like 15 minutes. So doing the easy bag, like we did at the beginning of the live stream, if you want to watch again, watch on the playback. If you want to do that, you can see how to make the easy bag again. And again, if you don't have any old t-shirts that you want to do this out of, like, okay, if you have a special t-shirt that you've had forever and you can't wear anymore and you want to make something special out of it, my advice is get a crap t-shirt to practice on first. That's kind of what I did. I got some old nasty ones from Scott and some old ones from Liam that he couldn't wear anymore. And I used those to practice on. So then when I had something I really wanted to make, then I was a little bit more confident that I wouldn't mess it up and ruin it forever and ever, because then I would cry. Okay, did I just get this all the way around again? I did. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. I'm getting excited. I can feel it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and if I'm gonna make a Facebook, I'll definitely get you something out. Awesome, extra equestrian, yes. You can still be an extra equestrian even if you're not in the Facebook group. Oh, I just thought I like that format on Facebook just because it's easy to share. I tied the knot before I put it through the hole. Oh, why am I like this? I pulled it tight too. Like, I don't even deserve to live in this world. So disappointed in myself. I'm just laughing because I'm like, I'm going to do the next side different. And I did. I'm about to bless my own heart. I'm not even drinking tonight, y'all. Use the more diet, remember. Okay. For the love of crap. Why am I like this? Why am I like this? It's loosening. It's loosening. It's loosening. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tie a knot in it first. Then I'll be ahead of myself. Why is it getting looser but not coming apart? What's going on? What in the name of science? It's close, y'all. It's close. Okay, there we go. So wait, hang on, Tabs. I feel like we need to make some for our carriage company. T-shirts, yes. I need to talk to Jennifer about that, because if she can get me a design, I can put it on my t-shirt shop and we can do Plantation Carriage Company t-shirts. Yes. Okay. Oh, I didn't even cut a hole in the side. Okay. I think that did it. Yep, that did it. Okay. Putting this through here. Okay, now, Michelle, now you can tie a knot in the end of your thing. Okay, so look at there. Now we have a drawstring backpack. Oh, it must have come out. I'm like, why didn't it work? That's why I have to sew it. Now the hole is too big. Okay. Maybe I have to just tie it bigger. Okay. Okay. I'm going to sew it and reinforce it. Ta-da! Ta-da! So now it's a backpack, and when it's closed, you can wear it as a backpack. Yeah. All right. And now all I'm going to do after this is going to, like, around these holes will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to do this for the live stream. We're going to call it quits tonight. But afterwards, I'm going to take some, just some needle and thread. I'm going to hand stitch around the edges, and it just sort of reinforces that opening so it doesn't stretch wider. And see how that works and make sure my knots are big enough. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed our live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Joanna, you naughty thing, you're supposed to be reading Frankenstein. So please go get to work. And Zadel and Brittany, thank you guys for showing up. And Tabitha, thank you for being here. And then Allison, who is here. And Aloria's Art and Tilsy P or Pay. I'm not sure how to say that. Thank you guys for showing up and hanging out with us for a little while. Again, if you're still here and you're new, I do live streams every Tuesday night. Next week is going to be Tack Chat, where my co-host and I chat about an equestrian topic while we drink a bunch of wine and clean our tack. I've got 2 or 3 bridles that I need to pull apart and redo. So anyway, and thank you, Taylor, who was here at the beginning. And there were a couple of people who showed up briefly, like Unbox Warehouse. If I missed you, calling you out and telling you thank you for being here, I'm so sorry. But again, we'll be back next week with some Tack Chat. So good night, everybody, and make a bunch of bags. Show them off. Post them in the Extra Equestrian group. Tag me on Instagram. All the links in the description box, like if you need to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, if you want to check out the Etsy shop and all that kind of stuff. So other than that, thanks a lot, guys. Good night.